Hey everyone, how's everybody doing this Saturday morning? Well, it's 11 o'clock, I guess it's later morning. So, my adventures last night at 7:30, 7:45, I went to the Dollar Tree store. And as you know, I've had issues with the Dollar Tree store. Well, not necessarily the Dollar Tree store, issues with the Aldi store with helping somebody out with their almond milk. There's a video in here talking about that. And this person followed me to the Dollar Tree store to try to get my number. Anyway, I digress. There's a video on that one. Anyway, I could put the description in the comments, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I try to avoid going to this area because it's a retirement community and there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Meaning, you have older people that you have to deal with. And I'm not against older people because I'm an older person. I'm not as old as some of these people, though. A lot of them are just grumpy and not happy and whatever. So I went in there last night, Friday night, 7:30. I was walking up and there was probably 8 to 9 teenage boys that were walking in the store. And they were being really loud and obnoxious. And I was just thinking, oh great, I'm going in here. Because I don't like groups of kids like that. They're usually up to no good. But I just went with it. And I went in and I walked in behind them and they actually held the door for me, which was nice. And there was a cashier that I know that I've dealt with before, and I just was walking behind them and they walked around the corner and I said, "Trouble." And she says, "Right." And so I was expecting that they were going to try to cause trouble. Like I said, I just don't trust groups of kids nowadays, and I don't trust, I've seen too much to know that most of them are not up to any good. And so, anyway, I go in there and I'm looking at some stuff, and this Asian guy comes around the corner, older Asian guy, about runs into me, and then he's talking to his wife. I'm pretty sure it was his wife, and I think it was Mandarin. And I thought, oh great. So anyway, I went in there just to buy bleach and some non-breakable bulbs. I wanted to put some more bulbs on here because it doesn't have a lot of bulbs because I'm not using my ones because of the dogs knocking my tree over in the past. And so I have this tree kind of pushed really up against the wall so they don't run into it. And if they do, it's not most likely going to fall over. But anyway, I digress on that. So I'm walking around, found out where the bleach was, and I wanted to go down this one aisle. Well, the two Asian older people were going down the same aisle, and they went around me. And of course the male's walking in front of the female, and they're walking, and the female just starts to fart. Like, she's probably within, 10, 12 feet of me, and just starts farting, and farts all the way down walking the aisle, acting like there was no problem. And I turned around, I thought, okay, she farted almost all the way down. Why does this happen to me? Why does stuff like this happen? And it's always with older people. I don't do that. I don't fart and go down the aisle. And I'm a male. I'm a man. I'm a male, whatever you want to call me. I was just like... So I turned around and left, and I was thinking, the boys are still in the thing, but they ended up getting their stuff, and they were checking out, and I was looking at a few more things, and then I ended up getting what else I needed, and I checked out, and then I was talking to the lady about the kids coming in here, and she goes, yeah, I wasn't sure what they were going to do, and I said, yeah, I was too, and we were talking about different scenarios that have happened with groups of kids in Southern California. So that was interesting, but it's just like, why does this happen? The last time, somebody farted, an older person farted, was when at the Mother's Market, which is just around just about a half a mile in that same area. I'm just like, why is this energy? I mean, it's funny. It's a funny story. I'm laughing about it, but I'm just like, why? Why? Anyway, this is what it's turned to. Me going to a Dollar Tree store on a Friday night to get my stuff because I want to try to avoid all the people, and I I either have to deal with groups of kids, which they were fine, there was not a problem. They left, everything was great. But dealing with the older people that are farting in the aisleways, I just like, jeez. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you've had this happen before. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.